Hello class, here we are at week 5. You're looking at my index, so I have a lot of different weeks showing that you can't see yet, but let's just click on it and we have the Renaissance this week, and believe it or not, week 6 is test 2. It is not over a whole lot of material, it's over 2 weeks of material, the medieval era and the Renaissance. And then there will be a gap and we won't have another test until week 10 because we spend several weeks in the Baroque era, which has a lot more music that is more familiar to us and that is actually still performed today. So there will be a test next week, so it's not too early to start reviewing some things from the medieval chapter before next week, and I will send you an announcement and have it up on Blackboard toward the end of the week with some study tips for this next test. For the most part, first test went really well. So let's take a look at this week's activities. MindTap is back as of Sunday evening, so they must have had some sort of a crash and it's back up. I just looked and I could get into all the activities. However, I know it might have messed up some of your opportunities to take care of your Chapter 4 exercises. So I will go back in and extend Chapter 4 deadlines for an extra 3 days or so. So let's just say till Wednesday the 28th. I will extend it till then to make it available for you. So here's our summary for this week. Of course, Chapter 5, there's a PowerPoint presentation down here at the bottom. We have a blog, a comparison of Kyrie and Lux Aurumque. I'm also going to be writing a message to all of you to remind you that we have some concert opportunities coming up very soon, and next week, actually the first week of October, is the UNM concert that I have been highlighting, hopefully in your radar screens. Let's see if I can quickly get it to come up here. So I believe that the first orchestra concert of the semester at UNM is the first week of October. So let's take a look at, I don't know how to get a different view here. Let's hit events. Music.unm.edu is the link, and then you need to make your way to calendar. So here we are, October 4th, Symphony Orchestra in Keller Hall, 7:30 to 9 p.m. That is a week from this Tuesday. And I am planning on attending this concert, and for those of you who live in the metro area and can attend this concert, I am going to be waiting outside, well, let's say inside the hall, right when you walk inside the building that Pope Joy Auditorium is in. It's the same big lobby for Keller Hall, which is a smaller hall, and that is where this this orchestra concert is going to take place. But I'm going to be waiting just inside the big doors. On the left, there's sort of a low wall that people can sit on right before you get to the round desk. And so I will be sitting there until about 10 after 7. And please come up and introduce yourself to me, and we can visit a little bit if you want some advice on how to approach writing your reports. That's a good chance to talk to me about it. And afterward, I might even head over to the Frontier for a short time if anybody wants to visit afterwards. So I'll try to make myself available on Tuesday, October 4th. if you want the $5 student ticket, you need to show up in person at the box office. There's a box office at the pit and there's a box office at the bookstore. Sometimes people selling tickets aren't aware that you get a discount for orchestra concerts with a student ID. So you might have to ask for a manager if you're having trouble getting your $5 ticket. But it's not going to be sold out. If you get there a half an hour ahead on Tuesday the 4th, you will have plenty of opportunity to get a seat and an inexpensive ticket for the symphony. And you can see here that we're going to have a saxophone, a Rhapsody for alto sax and orchestra. And I know a lot of you are interested in the saxophone, and we've already discussed via our blogs and things how the saxophone is a guest with the orchestra sometimes. And this is a chance to hear a professor of saxophone play a beautiful French work that is a solo work for sax and orchestra. And then there's also going to be an overture by Rossini and Ludwig van Beethoven's Symphony No. 7 in A major, which is a great symphony and a nice kind of symphony to introduce you to since you've heard part of Beethoven's Fifth now in our class. So I really recommend this for anybody that doesn't have a direct conflict with this. Also, if you want to bring children, I know some of you are parents, it is not a great thing to take children to an evening concert that might be preschool age. It's better if you can find some childcare, and you need to be fully present in this experience so that you can have a better chance to write about it later. Don't try to write about it during the concert. If you would like, you could maybe bring a pencil or a pen and jot a few observations on your program. So I just wanted to make sure everybody's aware that's coming up, and it's a great opportunity for your required orchestra concert. So back to the chapter. We have chapter 5, and I'm going to hit MindTap. I just got into MindTap and everything's there. So you have chapter 5 reading. There are some works, Josquin's Ave Maria. I think these are still scrambled. I'm going to have to put this down at the end. The Beat the Clock quiz should always be at the end. But there are 3 listening exercises this week. 5.1 is Josquin's Ave Maria. 5.2 is a Pavane and Galliard, which are dance tunes from the Renaissance. And then a madrigal called As Vesta Was from Latmos Hill Descending. So those are our activities for MindTap. And then let's take a look at, let's go back to the summary, see if I can make it go back. The blog is reappearing this week. And this is a comparison between the Kyrie that you're listening to by Palestrina this week and a work called Lux Aurum, which is Latin for light and gold. And I'm going to have you compare 2 works of music, one from the Renaissance and one from 2005. If you have any troubles with this, you can email me with questions, but please read my blog post first to take a look at how I approached answering the questions. And always check back at the directions frequently so that you make sure that you are focusing your blog answers accordingly. And so there's our blog for this week, and that's almost everything. There is a rather lengthy video PowerPoint presentation of Chapter 5 material. So that's all for this week, and I'm looking forward to meeting some of you in just one more week. And also I will have some updates about concerts as well as tips on studying for our upcoming second test. So I hope everybody has a terrific week, and I hope that MindTap doesn't have any more glitches. Have a great week.